everyone, I've come on here today to talk about my 2026 travel diary, which is now available to buy on Amazon in both hardback and paperback editions. I know we're in the digital age and most people prefer smartphones, tablets, laptops, etc. To record their appointments. However, I'm old-fashioned. I still like a paper diary, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So this is my 2026 travel diary. I like to write down my appointments, my to-do lists, family birthdays, etc. But the most important thing for me is that I like to record all of my travel plans. I like to put down all the details in here. And this came about because a few years ago I was looking for a travel diary and I just couldn't find one that met all of my needs. So I decided to create my own. And this is probably the seventh edition that I've done this, produced this diary. So I take it everywhere with me. By the end of the year, it's a bit tattered, it's a bit worn, but it's absolutely crammed full of great memories. My plan is to have a whole shelf of these so that I can look back in my old age and reminisce about all the wonderful places that I've been. So if you're in any way into travelling or you know someone who is, then this is the travel diary that you need. So let's talk about it. So it's printed on very good quality white paper with black text. As I say, it's available in both hardback and paperback editions. Personally, I prefer the paperback because it's in my bag most of the year. It gets a bit battered and bashed about. It's lighter, obviously, than the hardback version. But I do produce both because some people prefer the hardback. I guess in most years I would sell probably twice as many paperbacks as the hardback edition, but I give you the option so that you can choose which one suits your purpose better. It's A5 in size, so perfect to fit in your bag. Let's go through it. Let's look at the features of the diary. So once you open the front cover, what you have here is in case somewhere at the top here where you can write in the details so that if you do lose your diary and someone finds it, they know how to get it back to you. At the bottom here there is a world map. I like to colour this in. I like to annotate it about where I'm going this year, where I went last year, plans for next year, etc. It just gives me a nice visual when I first open the diary. We turn over. We now have calendars for last year, for this year, and also over the page for next year. So here you can mark on these calendars your appropriate dates. You can block in any trips that you've already got planned so that you can see at a glance what's happening. And then on the opposite page there we have personal details. Now, I know most of us store these digitally, but it's also good to have a hard copy that you can just refer to. So obviously name, address, email, contact details, that sort of thing, as well as your passport numbers, driving license, travel insurance, medical information, emergency contact details. That all goes on there. And then over the page, we have a double monthly travel planner. So you've got a big square for each month of the year. Now, I'm no great artist, but what I like to do if I have trips planned, I like to write in the appropriate month the country that I'm going to. I draw a little map, colour it in of that country, write down the currency, the time difference, just to give myself a visual for the year to come. Hopefully the more countries I've got on here, the better my year's going to be. So then over the page, this is one of my favourite double page spreads in the diary. This is an alphabetical list of all the countries in the world, and for each country you've got the capital of that country, the currency and the time zone. A great quick reference guide if you're looking for that information about any particular country. But another great thing about this is that it's a great ready-made quiz. If you're on a long journey, you can quiz your travel mates. about capital cities, currencies, time zones, etc. It's just a bit of fun. Over the page, another double page spread of emergency contact numbers for every country in the world. Very handy if you were in bother, you had no internet, at least you know a number that you could call. Okay, and then another double page spread of your trips for the year. Put down all the details about where you're going, what time, flight numbers, that kind of thing. And then over the page we have quick packing lists. There we go. So on the packing lists, just to make sure you don't forget anything important for your trip, I've pre-filled all the most important things that are generic to all of us, and then I've also left you some spaces to add your own items. It's just a quick tick list. And then we have travel wish list. So this is your bucket list of ideas for future years. You can record where you'd like to go. If you've already got it planned, you can write that in. You can add details of specific tours you want to do, websites you want to look at, that kind of thing. It gives you some goals to aim for. And then the next half a dozen pages are just notes, lined pages for you to fill in with any extra notes that you want to write. And then we get to the diary part. So for each week, it's a week to view. So you've got your typical squares where you can write in what you're doing each day, but then also on each double page spread, on the left you've got a to do this week list, so you can put things in there, and then you've also got space here for extra notes. I always found that I never had enough space to write what I wanted to write, so this works perfectly. So go through, so every week of the year obviously, and then at the end of the diary I've also added a dozen extra pages of notes for you to fill in there. So plenty of space to record everything that you need to write down for the year. If the pages aren't very clear on this video, then there will be photographs of them on my website and also on my listing on Amazon, so that you can look. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? Obviously you can personalize this in any way that you wish. I've already said I'm not a great artist, but there is space if you wanted to doodle, if you want to put in pictures. I tend to buy stickers. Let me see if I've got a sticker pack here. Let me just have a look. Yeah, here we go. So I buy sheets of stickers like this that I can just stick it in my diary just to brighten the thing up a little bit. So that's my 2026 travel diary. Buy one for yourself, buy one for friends and family who love to travel. Please contact me by email. The best email address to get me on is Andrea@happydaystravelblog.com. if you have any feedback about this year's diary or advice, recommendations things that you'd like to be added to next year's diary, please let me know. I love hearing from readers. I reply to every email, so please contact me. Order your diary from Amazon using my link. And I think that's all I need to say at this point. Thank you so much for watching. Who knows, we might meet on the road one day. Thanks again.